Hello, Sally. You're muted.
Not anymore.
How are you?
I'm good. I managed to rush my puppy around in this rain to get out.
Oh, believe me, I know. I've had Tito out for 2 long walks already, and he's hopping for another one.
It's miserable. My trousers are soaking wet now.
I know. My hair, I don't even know.
Hair is my least. If you were my sister, that would be a problem. But my family very worried about the hair. It's not something that I'm bothered about. Maybe I should be.
Nah.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the agenda. But I printed. Sorry, I'm a little bit discombobulated. I will get there, I promise.
That's all right. So how was the tour of Sport Time? Was it good?
I thought it was really good. I mean, I think everybody walked away with thinking that there was certainly some opportunities, without a doubt, that one could use Sport Time. So, I mean, we'll talk about it when they come on. But if you look at if you're standing and you're facing the 2 bubbles, to the left-hand side is a hard court.
Yes.
And the question was, wouldn't that make a great place to put a multi-sports facility?
Uh-huh.
And so that got us all very excited, didn't it, Carlo?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, ladies.
Hey, how are you doing, Carlo?
I'm doing great. But the whole thing is that those plans were drawn up like 15 years ago. So
I was trying to find my agenda, which I carefully printed off and then I carefully found.
Do you know we're getting snow tonight?
No, we're not.
Yeah. A coating, hopefully.
It's not going to stick though, because it's too wet.
I'm so done with this winter. Done.
Well, the great thing is it's March and not December. So
the other good thing is that on Saturday it's going to be 55.
Well, that's great news. I hadn't heard that, so thank you.
And I'm going to already book my outdoor reservation at Lasardi's.
Oh, good for you.
Well, no, it's hard. You see, I think the only place you can really go is either in Larchmont, it's Lasardi's or Chat. And I think someone said El Castello or so. My husband won't eat indoors, so we have to eat outside if we're going out with friends. And then the other one I think is El Castello, but I've not tried it yet. The food will be good, but I haven't tried that venue.
There's also another one across the street from the Regatta, where near the Mexican place. Yes,
the hole in the wall, the Italian hole in the wall.
Yeah, they got a tremendous back room.
It's phenomenal there. The food is excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you looking for, Sally?
No, I'm trying to think of the name of it.
Hi, Tina.
Hi.
Hey, Tina. We were talking about outdoor restaurants. Now it's going to be 5 degrees on Saturday.
There's the one near Healthy Fit. It has a huge outdoor tent in the back.
Oh, 25 North.
I thought they took it down.
And the food's really good. Did they? No, I haven't been lately, but I didn't hear that.
No, a lot of them took it down for the winter. And so we've been hardcore even in the winter.
No, we went in the winter. They had heaters. It was beautiful. You should check it out.
I think the one you were thinking of, Sally, was and Carla, was Nana Corolla.
No.
Oh,
no.
I know the little one across the street.
That's opening this weekend, also Nana Corolla.
Yeah.
Oh, had it shut down?
I'm sorry.
Is Nana Corolla still open?
I just drove by today. They say they're reopening, I think, tomorrow.
Oh.
It's so tough for all these restaurants, I have to say. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in that business for sure.
No way.
I think we're waiting for Manny, and then we have a quorum. Jeff is busy. He's got a meeting that came up, so you're going to get stuck with me today.
The heck's the name of it?
El Molino.
Oh, that's it.
Piccolo Molino. That's
Piccolo
it.
Molino.
Yep.
Their food is excellent.
Yep.
And then I think the other place that we sit outside. We have set outside in the 30-degree weather is the one next door.
Don Mojitos?
Yes. Yeah, they know us well. We're the only crazy ones that go outside with 3 heaters.
Right. But the great thing about the Italian place, they've enclosed it.
They did?
Oh yeah, they spent tons of money.
I thought it got shut down.
It did, but then they reopened because they got the proper building permits and certificates and whatever the process was.
Right. I just
So,
that was the golf. Someone was talking about that the other day. They got shut down. And the other place, I don't know if you ever tried, is while we're talking about food, is there's a lovely Brazilian bakery opposite Ralph's.
Yeah, it's a great bakery.
And she is, Carolina, will give a plug for her. She comes down every Tuesday with treats for all the food pantry clients.
Does she really?
And she's been doing that, since last summer.
Good for
and
her.
every week she's there, and it's just terrific how not, it's just so thoughtful.
Yeah. Hello, Manny.
Hey.
He's in
Band with the outer space background again.
Yep.
Anyway, we were just talking about places to eat on the Ave and where's good to go that's outside.
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
No.
It just depends. I remember in the summer, like Smokehouse, you can go outside and eat there, and that was pretty cool to kind of go and do.
Yep.
Besides there, I don't know. I don't really go on the eat on the Ave a lot, so.
No, it's not. It was just more. We were looking for outdoor spaces. I'm only allowed to eat if there's somewhere outdoors.
Yeah.
I have a COVID crazy husband who maybe once he's had his second injection will be calmer, but we'll see. We will see. All right, so I guess we're going to get started if we could. First of all, Jeff will not be joining us, as I said earlier. He had sent around the minutes before, and I sent them around again, and just wanted to make sure that everyone had read them and had a chance if there's any comments that anybody had. If not, Tina, can I get a wave from you?
I'm good. I'm here. I just need 1 minute and then I'll turn my camera back on. But
no, can you not wave? Can you do that? Funny thing? Anyway, I'm going to make could I make a motion to approve the minutes for the ad hoc community for year-round recreation minutes, February 25th, 2021. Can I get a motion to approve them?
Tino makes a motion.
Second.
Fine, no problems, all good.
All those in favor? Anybody against? I'm getting good at this. Okay, perfect. I know that we've got a few things on the agenda. The first one is just to go through the survey questions that I think were allocated to Tina and Manny to have a look at. And Manny, I think you had sent some of your questions around. Tina, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it.
Yeah, I sent them out to everybody.
Yeah, we kind of worked on it together.
Are those the final questions that you would like to send out?
Yeah, unless I sent everybody just in case you guys thought maybe I'm missing something or you want to add something. Those could be, but those are I think would be the questions I would I'd put in it.
What would
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Can I make a suggestion? I mean, the ones you listed are great and so forth. How about a box that says other? Maybe someone.
Tina suggested. She suggested that.
Fly a kite, whatever it may be that they want to put under other.
Okay.
So just a thought. That's all.
The only other thing that I was thinking. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
The only other thing I have in my mind, is like all of these things that we're asking people what they want. If we're going to lean towards leaving sports time the way it is, where it is, and just adding that one court, there's not going to be enough room in my mind to do all of those things. And I feel like people are going to get mad and say like, why did you ask me what I wanted and now we don't have it? Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But then again, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's just good to kind of include the residents, instead of it just seems like we're just one committee making the decision, like this is the only thing that's gonna happen. It just makes them feel like they're a part of the process of maybe getting this done.
But maybe we should say like if we could add programs,
definitely,
what would you be looking for? Like that cut, like so it's not like we're gonna do.
Yeah, before they start the form, depending on which platform we use, if we use SurveyMonkey or if I just make a Google form, we just give them a link to that. I know on a Google form, you can put like a description on the top of it. You can put like a description. We can put, you know, none of these things are final. We're just trying to get in to see what you're interested in adding. You know, you can put a brief little description up there and just ask them like that, so they're kind of know like none of this is like for sure going to happen. We're just, you know, we want the data to kind of know what is people are interested in.
All it is a fact finding, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Go from there.
I'll see if I can pull up the form.
Yeah, because I put it in a Google Doc at first, just so, you know, I don't want to finalize until we all agreed like this is what we want, and you know, and if somebody could type in a description, like Tina, if you could type a description of like what you think, you know, the people, so that people know like, you know, we're just trying to get interest. If you could put that description at the top, and then we can do that.
What about the other thing, Manny, about adding in something about is this for yourself or your children?
We could definitely add that. Yeah, I'll put that.
Because it's saying, you know, what is the year-round recreation activities that you or your family are interested in?
Yep.
Because I think, you know, we know that there's basketball and those courts are fabulous down by Columbus Park. It's like, maybe we can say, here are some, you know, you can go back and say, here's where you can do this now type of thing. As an interim step.
And with the volleyball, Manny, maybe we can put beach volleyball and indoor volleyball.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll add that. I'm adding all this right now.
It's really two different
things. Yeah, definitely. Because I know that summer they had the beach volleyball. Do they still do that at the harbor, the beach volleyball? Yeah, because I know I come down and see that a couple of times.
It's huge. Like it's full all the time.
Yeah.
So the other thing, I'm sorry, because when I was looking at the list, it says it has soccer and so forth, but it doesn't say baseball. So I don't want anyone to think that there's slighted or anything like that, or football, because football used to play down there as well.
I'll have all that in. Definitely.
Right. So I'm just saying the major sports, and then you go beyond that, and then a box again for other, and fill in the blank, whatever. Fly a kite.
Fly a kite, you know.
What are the heart desires?
Yeah.
So when I guess there's a football, soccer, baseball, softball. We can't leave out the softies, can we?
Oh yeah. That's great.
Right. So it's whoever's utilizing the park now, the users now, basically, like they're starting up the softball, baseball season now. So if you talk to Jason, he knows who has permits because they have to file, then you're covering yourself basically as well. So, you know, excluding everyone, all inclusive.
Exactly. So all the groups that are currently using, and then what additional?
Right. Right.
Could you frame it that said, what year-round recreation activities do you and your family be interested in being involved in, or understanding more of, or more about?
So
this could potentially be useful for Jason, so that he could, you know, share with people what is out there that we already have, so that, you know, if we're trying to expand it.
Got it. So you think it should be two questions? You think it should be one that says like involved in, and one saying would you be interested in? You want to do it like that?
Interested in knowing more about it, you know, knowing more about it.
I have is there a way maybe to, I don't know how it works to set it up, so I don't know if it's possible, but could you do, like, if you say volleyball, next to it, can you say beginner, intermediate, or advanced, or something like that?
I can do that.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was me.
Kelly, did you have a look at it at all?
I'm sorry?
Did you have a look at it at all?
I did not. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
No need to.
Manny, I'm really sorry. I did not.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You don't have enough to do at the moment. That's the issue, isn't it?
Really? We're in budget season. It's just so brutal right now.
We're overwhelmed.
Oh my God. I'm sure it was fine, and based on the discussion, I'm sure, you know, obviously it was very good. I think, you know, general is better. Like, just, you know, getting a sense of what people would like, and what, like, their,
what do they currently kind of enjoy, and what if they did have it at the harbor,
like, if it were, you know, like a wish list. Like, I would love to see whatever.
So I guess what Manny has done on the form is he's broken into two other sections. So one is the general one of your name, the second one is about what will you and your family be interested in, and then the third one is interested in knowing more about, so that if we could target them and say, hey, do you know that there's a, you know, even camps, I guess, summer camps, because I think Jason's just put that out, hasn't he? But there's kayaking. I mean, there's so many things one could do.
Yeah, I know stand-up paddleboard was really popular, and then the woman who was doing that left. She took all her stuff and went somewhere else. So I think, you know, that's summer.
The only thing, Manny, if we want to get hold of people, could we put in, you know, to give us their email if they're willing to share?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And I just would also be sure, you know, I don't know why this would need to be anonymous, but I think we want to have some way of checking whether our responses are coming from village residents or not.
Yeah, I have a question. You have a question saying, are you a resident of the following village of Merrick, town of Merrickton, and the village of Larchmont?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Do we need to know about the age of their children? Do we need to know if they have children, or is it just individuals, or that's just going too far, isn't it?
I mean,
what about saying children program, adult programs?
A question just asking that?
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah, I can do that.
Because that's just very simple. Are you interested in programs relating to your children or to your, or both? You'd probably almost need to do a box so they could tick the box.
Yeah, I'm just putting the question down, and then I'm going to put the box under it.
Perfect. So what would be the best way that we could send this out, Kelly? Could it be sent out by the village?
Yeah, I would ask Jerry to help us with this. And because we did a survey recently for the Police Reinvention and Reform Committee, we did a survey, and I believe they did use SurveyMonkey. And there's a man working in Village Hall right now part-time, Robert. You know Robert because he does our webpage.
Robert, yeah.
Yeah, I think he can help us with this as well.
Okay.
But yeah, once we have just, you know, what we'd like to ask, I'll send it up to Jerry and ask him and Robert, you know, how could we get this out to people? And Jerry may well just punt it down to Jason, and then we'll promote it through the village newsletters, you know, with a link to the survey, and make sure that there's a link on the website, and just try to make sure people know about it.
So what we need to do then here is to finish the form and finish the sort of the cover letter. You know, how we frame the question of why they're filling this in. Yeah,
I think we need like that cover letter description kind of thing of, you know, what information we're trying to get out of the people.
So on Friday, and my apologies for not being there. Was there a sense that Sport Time is not interested in a multi-sport, like moving the facility to behind the water plant? Is that kind of off the table now?
No, I asked him point blank, is, you know, Claude have his heart and soul into it? And Carlos basically said, absolutely, he wants to move forward with it.
Okay.
He's really interested.
Okay. I did.
Sally, am I right or am I wrong? Or
no, I think
Manny?
you're right. I think it's got to be an attractive offer to them.
Yeah,
right.
And I think they are, I think at the moment they're still suffering from COVID numbers like everybody. So I think they need a couple of years probably to get their feet on the ground, back on the ground, although, you know, tennis is just unbelievably busy, but they still got to make up for a lot. And then I think, you know, they didn't say no, did they?
No.
I mean, Carlos, when we were talking about multi-sport, you know, his eyes just rang up with dollar signs, you know, because it's a big moneymaker for them. And it would be a big moneymaker for the village as well.
Could be. Again, I did talk to Jerry and say, just a heads up, Jerry, I know you're moving on the dog park, but I want to make sure we're not talking about the same space here. And he was well aware. So I think the dog park would be.
So if we can quickly go, because I know Tina's short on time. And then I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. No. So Carla, did you manage to talk to, let's finish it. So I think the next stage then is for us to finish a form, get the cover letter, and then do we get that to you, or can we go straight to Jerry? What would be best?
If you could give it to me, I'll send it to Jerry. Okay. I am trying to run interference for all the committees.
Okay, got it. Okay.
The liaisons are running interference for all the committees to Jerry.
Okay, perfect. And then, so Carlo, over to you on the environmental.
Right. So what I did is I reached out to Dan. I mean, I originally reached out to Jerry, and Jerry, he and I spoke. And then I spoke to Dan also, and they were supposed to send me a bunch of diagrams and designs and documentations. And because of budget, you know, it was like on the back burner right now. And then in addition, when we spoke to Carlos, he was going to send us, you know, a multi-sport design with environmental impact and everything else. And then in addition, I think we have to go through Kelly going forward if we need any documentation, is what I was told directly. But they were going to do me a favor supposedly, but again, they're overwhelmed, which I can understand. So we're still waiting. So hopefully we'll either get it from Carlos, some of the material, or we'll get it from the Village of Mamaroneck.
Okay.
At some point.
Who's Dan? What's Dan's last name?
Sarnoff.
Darnoff.
Sarnoff. S-A-R-N-O-F-F.
So I'm trying to write the notes for Jeff as well. Okay, perfect. So the next topic I had here was the end goal statement. I haven't quite got there yet. I've got a bit caught up in budgets as well, but more district budgets, trying to help that whole process. So I owe people that. And then I think the next one is just trying to gather comments and feedback for our visit at Harbour Island. So just to frame it, Kelly, we went down, and the other side of the bubble is a hard court. And I think originally Sport Time had thought that would be the place where they could put some sort of multi-facility gym, you know, area in there, and either make it another bubble for the winter, or I think that was their original plan. And then they moved away from that with the master plan, and then went to the treatment plant. But I think, as Carlo mentioned, you know, when George popped in the other day, he felt uncomfortable that he couldn't guarantee at some point they wouldn't want to expand, and that would have an effect on the building, which is where Tina's puppy park is. Is that right? Oh, did I say that right? So anyway, so we had asked from the group, I think Carlos then took us in and showed us some of the concerns and where the blockage and the runoff, you know, where all the pipes and the issues are, where, you know, if it rains significantly, how the flooding is affected. So he showed us those pipes, but I think, you know, in talking to Carlos, he seemed pretty, not Carlos, he seemed pretty excited to the fact that they're back to the table talking. What did I miss, guys?
No, I agree with you. I mean, it sounds really encouraging and positive from his perspective. And when we had one of the plans, I remember going back to the bubbles, because the bubbles were always an eyesore. They were going to make a permanent structure there, and the multi-sport was only going to have one bubble rather than, say, a third bubble, as we currently have two with an additional of a third. So I remember that it was supposed to be a permanent structure, enclosed with no bubble for the tennis, and then the multi-sport was going to have the bubble years ago. And that's what he was going to submit to us, I thought. Is what he said, Manny and Sally, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he said he was going to try to look the documents up and get it to us so we could discuss today. So then we meet not next week or in 2 weeks. That we kind of would have it and kind of could review it a little bit.
So hopefully we'll get something from either Village of Mamaroneck or from them prior to meeting with Claude, just to have a sense of what they were thinking years ago. And things are going to change, of course, you know, the structure and technology and everything else.
Yeah, I think it's just good to first just have an idea of like what they previously were thinking, and then it's like, what can we, you know, if we can't do that, like what can we do kind of this year, or not this year, but if we were to, you know, continue.
I think there was also, you know, I think Carlos had mentioned that they had put in, you know, basketball down in the harbour, and then they took it down because they, you know, it was not being well looked after, and it was there on their liability. So I think with the discussions that maybe in the short term, something, you know, that they would be willing to put on that hard court. Of course, they're always concerned about I would imagine they're concerned about the liability piece of it, but they were certainly interested in, you know, they didn't say no, that wasn't something they wouldn't do, which I think could actually be a win for some of our residents, or to, you know, or sort of immediately, really. So we could follow up with him on the basket, you know, the basketball, you know, because I think that would be fun, just have somewhere else to go apart from, you know, Columbus Park.
Yeah, but But Sally, I don't think they're going to put it on the tennis court there, because that would probably be a conflict. People were, playing basketball, or how they do that with hours. They probably would have to construct it, put it somewhere else, and not on that tennis court area, I think.
We can follow. I'll put that as a follow up with him, and we can chat to Carlos about that.
I feel like that we kind of spoke a little bit about basketball at one of our rec meetings, and I got the impression that maybe Jason thought there was somewhere else that we could, the village could just put. I mean, it's not really a big deal to put a basketball hoop somewhere else.
There's plenty of room down there.
Right.
Tons of room. Where Howie Jordan wanted to put his
facility.
Stadium. Right.
Could go right there.
Right.
That would need
right
a big structure.
Is.
Yeah.
Yeah, except that was going to be a permanent structure. It was going to be a building, not a bubble.
Right. Exactly. But we were supposed to put volleyball courts there, and we're still waiting for the county for the last 55 years to build that pier or reconstruct it. So so I can go fishing off there again. So we won't go there. So we're still waiting.
We looked at that spot for the dog park, and we were told next year they're going to do it.
Ash bet.
Where is the pier?
Where the old Walters hot dog stand used to be. Do you know where the bandstand is?
Yes.
So if you're standing in front of the bandstand to the right, it's fenced off now. Basically, it's fenced off for safety issues, and it's been fenced off for about 20 years or longer. And
that would make a great dog park.
Oh, no comment.
Tina, would you follow up with Jason on that to see whether there was from where else one could put it in the park? At the same time, we can then see whether. Yes, because if it's an easy win, maybe there's a way we can throw in a couple of bucks to get basketball going down there.
Yeah, because I think his thought too was then he could also use it for camp, because he needs more things, especially this year for the kids at camp.
Yeah.
So. And
he should also talk to Carlos. I think has said that he has to see whether they can use the hard court also for camp.
I think that was always a conflict because they run their own camp. Mm-hmm. So Jason always tried to get space, but was never successful because they have their own camp that they run at the same time as his camp.
Maybe there's a way of working that out somehow. Okay, because when I talked to Carlos, he says he's very willing, but he's not been approached. So I'm sure there's half of one or six of another, story as always.
I'll follow up with him.
But again, the village generates revenue when they start building any structures, and that's why the swings were built at Columbus Park. Kelly, correct? I think there's about $400,000 in that fund right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So the monies are there. As long as they're earmarked for the rec. And also, I know Carla Recca here. When we were start charging the organizations, the money was supposed to stay down in Harbor Island per Keith. And of course, it's going into the general fund because all those revenues should be earmarked for the harbor.
Yeah.
Some of them, and that's not the case.
Well,
so
we just did learn that the amount of field usage fees that the village collects pays for half of what the village pays to maintain those fields.
Well, Kelly, here we go again, okay? Because I know the history, okay? So this year is going to be the first year that we're basically going to spike and seed and fertilize the fields. In the past, we used Land Tech out of Long Island. It's costing us about, say, $50,000 a year. Years ago, we weren't doing anything. And then when Chris Yeager, you probably know the name, and John Paul were in the Parks Department, we finally went out and got a spike. We finally got a hopper, and we were doing it in-house.
And there is talk of doing that in-house, but we have to buy a seeding machine this year in order to do it.
Yep.
I watched the budget meeting. I heard that.
Yep.
Right. Yep. And we used to do it in-house. And then for whatever reason, they opted to do it, farm it out. Doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense to us either.
All right. So, but I know that we used to do it. And you can ask John Paul and Chris Yeager.
It sounded like their plan was to bring it back, and they just.
Yeah. No, I know. I am well aware of it. So that's a good thing. So, but again, the $400,000, which basically is a rec fund, we can easily build, Manny, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 courts, you think? Full-size courts?
Easily, full-size hardcourt.
Right, blacktop and a couple hoops on each one?
Easily.
So
it doesn't cost much to kind of go and get that done. It's just about, maintaining it. My big thing is like Columbus is like great. One hoop is not 10 feet. The other one is 10 feet. Like that's what but I don't know if I can talk. We should discuss that here. How do we get that? Like, so it's just like, I don't know if this is like the right time to do that. But I just know Columbus, like,
how would you know that?
When you play, it's the way it's like elevated. You can tell like one side is either a little bit lower, and you can tell that the side closest to the water is not 10 feet, and the side closest to the street is 10 feet. There's also no safety like padding on one of the hoops there. For whatever reason, we have one-on-one run, not on the other. We have those beautiful lights there. They haven't come out in the summer since I was probably, I don't know, 8, and I'm 23 now, so they probably haven't been on 15 years. I don't know why they don't go on. How do we get them on? Well, I just feel like they should be on each summer, to have the people out there to play basketball, especially if it's one of the only courts in America that, that have the ability to have lights, because Stanley doesn't have lights at all. So it's just to be, all those are all my little kind of grievances with like why that isn't happening. So if we can get courts at the harbor, great. Like I'm all for that. Sign me up.
You probably wouldn't have lights though.
That's fine. I mean, if it's 6 courts opposed to 1, I mean, it doesn't matter if we have lights. I mean, that's more space. Or if it's not 6 courts, it's 2 courts or 3 courts. Like
people, the kids and even the older folks need things to do. There's not anything for the kids to do in the village.
Exactly.
Don't let me go there. Harrison, let's go back to Harrison, Tita. Harrison, I got something known as the Harrison Rec.
I'm a little impartial when you talk about Harrison.
You don't. Again, my kids now. My youngest is 24, and back in the day, because like you said, there was nothing to do, and I looked at Harrison, and there are other municipalities that have it, and I would talk about it, and we go nowhere. To Pavilion, you can blow that out.
Yeah.
The Blue Building, you could have blown that out for the children. And we had the DARE program. That's gone, Anyway, we can't go back. We just need to go present and future.
Exactly.
But again, going back to playing under the lights, if we put it where I was saying where the Blue Building is, Manny, the lights from the softball field, there'll be a reflection there. It'll help.
Easily. Exactly.
Right. And kids will play. Even
it's like if the lights are on, people will show up. They will be there until they go off. That's I can guarantee that.
So Carla's kind of ill. So soccer, we turn on the car lights to see the field.
Yeah.
At night. Everyone would just turn on their lights, and there was your lights.
Exactly.
Your automobiles.
But they have great big the baseball lights. I mean, it makes you wonder if you can do it. Go one way, why can't you go the other way?
Those lights are really expensive to turn on. Kelly can probably tell you how much.
They cost us an absolute fortune, and until they go to LED, they're just like a luxury expense.
Yeah.
Got it. What are the ones at Columbus, or are those LED? I think those are the newer ones. I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I think the ones at the baseball field are like those are the old big floodlights that are like. Those are like those I know. I can get why those probably shouldn't be on a lot, but I'm pretty sure they upgraded the ones at Columbus. Those are LED, like the one we're doing the food distribution.
But rumor has it we're going to convert the ones at Lanza as well to LED soon to save a ton of money.
Just get the money to spend,
Yeah.
Buy the bulbs.
The upfront cost is huge.
Yep.
Thank you very much for that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Jeff and I took the liberty of reaching out to Carlos to get, sorry, I'm just looking for the agenda, to get a meeting together with Claude, because we figured it was easier to get it done in advance than immediately. So he gave us 2 dates, which was April 1st and April 8th. And I think we went for the 8th because the 1st is the holidays. the school holidays. So in case anybody is trying to run away, they can go away. And now they don't have to quarantine, they can run even further. So the next meeting we will have will be Thursday, April 8th at 5. Thank you for changing the time for me. And he will come and I guess share his wisdom. For those that don't know Claude, he likes to communicate quite a lot of information. So sit tight. But I think it would be good if we could try and establish some of the questions that we would like to ask him or get him to think about in advance so that he knows what he's walking into, although I'm sure he'll have his pitch, which is, life is hard and sort of at the end of the day, yes, I'm willing to do it, but it's probably where he's going to come from. But it would be good probably to have, are there any, especially any questions that anybody would like to ask Claude?
Well, definitely if you'd be interested in even having multi-sport, like that's the number one question, because that's what we want it to turn into. So it's just like, if we can get that answer, then like that's the number one on the agenda for that.
Yeah, he's interested.
Yeah,
he's a very shrewd businessman.
I think in general, the issue is, just my impression from prior conversations with Claude is he's interested in doing that if the village just signs an agreement with him to do it. And that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen that way. Mm-hmm. There is going to be a process in which people are invited to do design, build, bids. There will be a process of opening it up to others who want to bid on this. And that's the way it will happen. And that's where I think Claude gets very frustrated. So, if you hear something along the lines of, I want to do this, but the village has to do it with me. Well, the village may be very happy to do it with him if he's the best bid, but
exactly.
It has to be a bid process. It's not going to be a,
here you go, here's the land, here's just do it. Yeah.
Right.
Grandfathered.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not grandfathered.
My concern though is how they will incorporate allowing the village to do things in there, which isn't happening now. And a village recreation program is supposed to be affordable, and they're not affordable to a lot of the village.
Well,
middle income families won't qualify for a scholarship, but they can't afford to pay to be a member there. So I just feel like that to me is the biggest issue. I'd rather have it than have nothing, but at the same time, I don't think that it's doing justice to everyone in the village by running it that way.
Yeah, I completely agree, because if we do something like this, it needs to be available for all the residents who can't get a scholarship, or if they're limiting scholarship spots, like it just needs to have access to. Everybody should be able to kind of use it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that for a fact. He wasn't offering tennis to the campers during the summer, and then he agreed, and he did for a while, and then he stopped, and he just restarted the summer camp program that we run as a Village of Mamaroneck.
I don't think that's correct.
No.
They were offering free classes to village residents.
At one point, he was
after camp hours.
No, it was during camp itself. At one point.
Okay.
I know that for a fact. It was during camp. He was offering programs for the kids at camp. Now, can he still do that? I don't.
You sure it's not their camp?
Sorry?
You sure it's not their camp?
No. It was ours.
Okay.
I know, unless I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive.
I can check. If I follow up with Jason on the other stuff, I can ask him.
Yeah, but this is going back, Jason wasn't even around.
A long time ago. Okay.
Right, many years ago. And this is like with Roseanne, I think it was. But I think that they were starting it. I think they restart because it just came to a stop, and it was a continuation, I think.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
So I know that he was willing at that time and was doing it. And hopefully he would have the same intentions, whether if it's tennis or discounted rates, to use the facility, for whether if it's soccer, baseball, basketball for the local residents.
Okay.
I mean, they do give a discount. They do give a discount to the village residents to become a member, but you no longer really have to be a member to play. I mean, it's certainly a little bit more expensive, but they don't require you to be a member. So I know that has changed. I do know he has been running some programs through, he has been running some programs. I think when we were there the other day, he was talking about there is another program being run for younger people, and then a special one for Carlo, who decided that, racquetball was used to do that, and now he needs to move to clay court tennis.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he was doing one for the adults too. So when he mentioned that, so I think sorry, that's my dry humor.
No.
He got me.
Understood.
And so we should, without a doubt, in between, one should push Carlos to say what can you continue to do? I mean, they will provide scholarships. I mean, there has been, scholarship kids down there. I think they asked them for some proof of of what they can afford. But I do know they have had them previously. And I don't know what they have now, and nor should I know. So I guess the key ones is, would they be multi-sports? Is another question of how would they think, what would the design look like?
Exactly. It's like what can they kind of include with obviously the spacing? Are they going to add another tennis court? And if they added a permanent structure, what's going to be in that permanent structure? Are we adding one big basketball gym where they can use for indoor volleyball, pickleball, things like that, or is it going to be just a couple different things? So it's just like, what can they do? What And I want, this we can get in advance. Like, we want to know what are the designs of their current multi-sport. Like, what do they have in them? Is it a pool, a basketball court, and indoor soccer? Like, what have they done that's currently working? But that's something I think we should want to advance with, like, the old designs, so we can see like what they could do at the harbor, and then what have they done in their other locations.
I guess the old designs would be a starting point, and then there's probably going to be modifications to it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure in the old design where they were going to move by the treatment facility, it was like they had like an outdoor pool with a bubble. They had like basketball or something inside there, and then there was an outdoor tennis court, and then the other permanent structure with the bubble for tennis. So it's just like, would they still be able to do that in the same location and add some of that, or is it going to be like, maybe they keep their couple tennis courts and then add basketball and, I don't know, maybe another, a hard court outside? What are they going to kind of be able to add?
Is there anything else, Kelly, you would want to know from a village perspective?
Nope.
All right. Any other? So I've got multi-sports, design, plans, financing would be a question. And I'd be curious to know how they feel it's going now. Would we want to know that?
I think so.
Sally, didn't you tell me that basically it's really utilized a lot? You and Jeff, I think.
Yeah.
Right. You said it's really.
I mean, I think there are times during the day where it's where everybody's either work or at school.
Right.
That any club is sort of calm,
Right.
but come 3 o'clock and all the tinies come running in, you're done, and then weekends are done.
Right. There's a lull in between.
And then and all the other clubs I go to, that's why they slot in all this match play. It's because they need to, fill the court space. And all those are normally timed matches, so they're done at a certain time for the next group. Okay. Anything else?
I think it's really it, yeah. Okay. And if somebody's going to follow up with Jason about the other hard courts are potentially going to put, correct?
Yeah, no, I've got Tina down. Tina's going to follow up on that one.
Bring it up, Tina, in the next rec meeting.
Yeah, when is that?
I think next week, right?
Yeah,
so, yeah.
And then I'll bring it up also to the board when we can go back into the courthouse, in the courtroom.
Okay.
It's on my agenda to get.
Now I remember where I've seen you. You were the gentleman that went in, was talking about the Christmas lights.
He was there when you came to the meeting, Sally.
With the Christmas lights. You know, when they were trying to say when we're going to put the lights up on the poles, and then you had the trolley going to the harbor.
No, the Christmas, no, the trolley is me, definitely, but I didn't do nothing about the Christmas lights. Trolley's going to happen before I die. And the
Are you going to drive it? Should I buy you a hat?
And then the expansion of the spray ground is going to happen also, Kelly. Okay?
Okay.
The expansion of what?
The spray ground.
You're going to be very busy driving that truck and spraying people.
Yeah. Especially during the summer months.
There we go.
Got yourself a new job.
Yeah. Well, the spray ground was supposed to be 3,200 square feet, and we cut it in half at 1,600.
The spray ground costs a fortune in water.
Well, we can, understood. But new design, we can recycle it as well.
You take the water from the treatment plant.
That's what we need. We need to be able to reuse the water, but if it's gonna go into the sound, you can't put chemicals in it, and it's very complicated because it's down on the water.
Understood.
It's a mess.
There's ways of getting around it.
Kelly, when are the village employees going to be allowed to run the meetings again? Will we have Jason for next week or not yet?
I think in April, Jerry is going to try to attend every single committee meeting.
Oh, he used to before, even with Jason. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think in April we're back to kind of normal.
Okay. So if he's not at our next meeting, if it's next week, I think it's next week, I'll touch base with Jason beforehand, and then we can talk about it at the rec meeting.
Good.
So all employees are not allowed into meetings, not allowed to.
They're not hosting meetings. All meetings have been put on hiatus, committee meetings, unless your liaison is willing to host it, because village staff are slammed. They can't get the work of local government done right now with the COVID restrictions of AB scheduling, and they're just slammed. So these night meetings were putting everyone just over the top. So they were on a 3-month hiatus, January, February, March.
Got it. Well, thank you for everything you do.
Oh, thank you for everything you do.
And thank you, we'll make sure that your pay increases in the mail.
It'll go from 1 cent to 2 cents per hour.
That would be a doubling, which would be unheard of.
Right.
All right. Thank you all.
Anyway, thank you very much. We're done. So the next meeting is going to be on April 8th at 5 p.m. via Zoom. I have already sent it to Robert and the other Sally. So I think it's already on the calendar. And thank you all of you. And I will send round the draft of the minutes for you to look at. I apologize. I don't write them as well as Jeff. On that basis, I think we're adjourned.
Okay.
Stay well, guys.
Take care.
Take care.
Yep.
Stay safe.
Bye.